All right, folks. Here's another BS Busters. This one's a little special. We're going to be talking about Star Trek. So, what does that mean? Well, um, on this podcast, our mission is to seek out new life, new civilizations, and to boldly go where no man or one has gone before.
Ah,
Yep, yep.
could
That means we're
resist.
going to find some hot alien chicks and attempt to mate with them. Because
Record.
that's what Kirk would do. And that's what you have to ask yourself. When you're in a bad situation, what would James T. Kirk do?
I would say have trying to have some knowledge of this new civilization in any way possible. Well, almost any way possible, but you get the gist of it.
No, he wanted any way possible. That's what I'm saying. Find hot alien chicks and try and hit it. Which really, I mean, that's a pretty noble goal.
Well, I retract my first statement because people might construe that with, oh, is killing even is also an option?
Well, to be honest with you, the first Star Trek didn't have that much killing in it.
Of course not. Nope.
Like it was more about exploration and discovery than, oh man, we gotta blow these people up. As a matter of fact, whenever they destroyed something, like they'd be like,
It was for a good cause.
well, no, they'd be upset. Like at the end of it, Kirk be like, it's a shame I had to destroy this thing, this new creature or something.
Yeah.
Except for this new Kirk, man, he just blows shit the fuck up. He does not give. he gets the Enterprise like shot the hell up like 3 times now. And I know that some people are gonna say, well, you don't know about this third movie. They show it in the trailer.
Yeah. Well, at least they get captured in some sort of way, but who knows? If you have to, the only way to escape is to commence genocide. I'm just joking.
I don't know, man. At this point, I don't know what to say, man. I just don't know.
I'm just making jest here so I don't cry.
I'm like, how many times do I have to watch something that I love get turned into shit? Why?
The Enterprise itself is basically being blown to smithereens.
I'm like, why do you keep on blowing up? Why do you keep on blowing up the Enterprise? I mean, that's like the flagship of the entire damn series, and you keep on blowing it up. I don't understand that because, I mean, it's the Enterprise.
Unless maybe in the next film they'll try to do a remodel just because they can.
Say, hey man, we're gonna blow up the Enterprise again? A fucking again? Why do you keep on blowing up the Enterprise, dude?
And even though, okay, in the course of 3 films, we're gonna blow up the Enterprise.
I'm like, why do you? I mean, I'm just saying. You got to stop blowing up the Enterprise, man. I mean, it's the flagship of the. It's the flagship. It's the flagship of the series. Okay, it's It's
the ship is the icon of
stop
the
fucking it up. That's my question. Look, could you please stop fucking it up?
The thing here's the thing with me. How the 2 films before how they were going, I actually thought that the ship was going to be destroyed. So I was like, wow. You guys
Well, I mean,
made it far.
it got the shit shot out of it either way. Like, I mean, like the first movie, it got the shit shot out of it. The second movie, it got the shit shut out of it by a dreadnought Enterprise, and now the third movie, it's gonna get the shit shot out of it and maybe blown the fuck up. Like, leave this poor ship alone, please.
It was freaking crippled.
Just leave it alone. Stop destroying the Enterprise, you bastards. Yeah, I'm a Trek fan, so the Enterprise is very important to Star Trek fans. If you guys haven't figured that out yet, I don't know what to say to you.
That shape is so unique.
You know, the Enterprise is the flagship of the Federation. It's one of the flagships of the Federation, which means it's basically like the Federation doesn't build warships, so the closest you get to essentially a warship in the Federation is the flagships.
Yeah.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
Hey, come in, Captain Kirk.
And then we have Chris Pine, who's basically kind of like, for lack of a better word, he is essentially bootleg. He's essentially the bootleg. He's the Kirk bootleg is essentially what I'm calling him now.
Now, to be fair, Chris Pine actually didn't want to copy the original Kirk of his overacting.
Well, he did.
What?
I mean, haven't you seen him in the new movies? I mean, he's basically like a parody of James T. Kirk. Essentially.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he's kind of a parody of James T. Kirk. He's like, well, you know, he's like, Spock, Spock, we're friends, Spock. Don't tell anyone about how I fucked up on the away mission, Spock. I will say this much: Carl Urban does a really good Dr. McCoy.
Oh, that's actually
Damn it, Jim! That's the best I can do. Damn it! Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. Damn it!
I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Damn it, man! Damn it, man! And Simon Pegg, I hate to say this, Simon Pegg, you're not a very good Scotty. Because first of all, you're not even Scottish.
Well, I thought he did great, although not superb as the original actor, but
yeah, and you know, you're no substitute for James Doohan. I'm sorry, James Doohan was special, my friend.
Yeah.
Was special. Scotty, I need engines now. I'm giving all she's got, Captain. If we push in harder, she's gonna blow. Need more donuts.
Can't go anymore.
Scotty, I need phasers. Captain, I'm giving her all I've got. I can't. If I can't, I'm giving you all she's got, Captain. I can't do anything more. She's gonna blow. But I mean, look, listen. In all seriousness, though, Star Trek has kind of lost. In my opinion, it's lost a little bit of its luster, and the reason why I think it has a little bit. And the reason I think it lost its luster, it isn't because, you know, people say it's because, well, it wasn't hip enough. It wasn't cool enough. No, it's because they haven't made a Star Trek TV show in years at this point. Like, the last show was Enterprise, and that was, oh, God. almost 7 years ago.
That 7 years ago, I better catch up. I know I've lost some seasons.
And Enterprise was not bad. It was not a bad show, but it wasn't bad, but it clearly could have been better. You know what I mean?
You know, you did say this in some podcast earlier, and I've been pondering this myself, but it would have been a whole lot better idea if they actually started as the teleseries, not the movie. But,
yeah, you're right.
but then even I was like, okay, you made that first film. Why don't you branch in for a teleseries? Nope. They got to make that second one, and now this third one, which I am not really thrilled about it.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh god!" And then I saw who was making it, the Fast and Furious guy. I'm like, "Man, this franchise is fucked." Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for reminding me that. When I saw that myself, I'm like, "What the heck, man?" I mean, sure, this is it's about exploration, adventure, but high octane action, fast paced. This is not Star Wars, my friend. But
It is now.
Oh boy!
Keep on fucking up. Stop fucking up. Sons of bitches.
You know, I get it. You want to make this for a new audience, because for some darn reason these generations are not exactly subtle as how we used to be. But I digress.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. They want to make Star Trek cool. They want to make it hip and cool. Fair enough. Okay, I get it. But here's the problem. Star Trek has always been about adventure and exploration. You know, it's literally it's a Star Trek. You know what I mean? Like, they travel around. I mean, it's in the preamble. Our mission is to seek out new life, new civilizations, and to boldly go where no man has gone before. Like, why are you, like, every fucking Star Trek movie we've seen is just them, like, that we've seen thus far is them blowing shit the fuck up.
You know, I get it. Like I said, like we said before, we get it that you want to attract the new audience.
Yeah.
But
they're alienating the fuck out of the old one.
And I get you want to make it much more flashier, but there's a point even I have to say, and I'm actually open for a change. But then even I am.
This is bullshit.
I was in the point of saying, okay, this is too flashy for an actual Star Trek film.
I can understand that. I mean, there's been certain times when I've played one of these titles where I was like, clearly this shit's being made by someone who doesn't know anything about Star Trek.
Boy, that director, his name was Justin Lin, right?
Yeah, he's the new guy who's making
oh god,
the new one. Yeah, but he also did Fast and Furious, so at least we'll get awesome car rides. Because, you know, when I think Star Trek, I think about people in a car, not, you know.
No. In a vehicle in a vehicle drag racing in space.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're gonna see Kirk pull up to a Klingon cruiser and be like a Klingon bird of prey. Yo, I tell you what, bruh. You want to race for pink slips? Work 9, bitch.
A Klingon in that trailer. Maybe I was just blind for all the.
Well, in the second movie, they had Klingons. In the third one, I don't even think they have Klingons. Or maybe they do have. I mean, at this point, I'm not even going to watch the fucking movie, so I don't fucking care. Fuck this movie.
For me, I'm not even going to waste money to go in theaters. I'm just going to wait until it's on cable. And if it turns out to be really, really bad or cringeworthy, that I have to stop midway of viewing, I'm like, yeah, I have no hope for this. Probably, the prime time version is going to be 10 times better. But hey, this is me just hoping.
Yeah, I hope that the new version of Star Trek is going to be good. I would love for it to be good. Because at this point, like I just want to see a good Star Trek. I really do.
Like third time's a charm.
Well, I mean, the first movie was decent. The second movie was.
I forgot. The second time's a charm. Let's go for that.
The first movie was decent. The second movie was what the fuck. The third movie was. Well, the third movie is looking like it's going to be shit. So at this point, I can just say, well, here's hoping it isn't fucking horrific. Please don't be horrific. Please, for the love of God, don't be terrible. Please. I just want to see a good Star Trek film. Come on, man. Don't fuck up Star Trek. Not the Trek.
Some actual exploration in mind. And I wish that even if they're gonna go forward after this third film, I wish that not all of the film has to be high octane action stuff.
Oh, you mean shit exploding? But don't you know, every Star Trek nowadays needs to have shit exploding. It just, especially the new ones. The first movie, we're gonna blow up this ship. The second movie, we're gonna blow up another ship. The third movie, we're gonna blow up yet another ship. I'm like, come on, man.
All I'm saying, all I'm asking, really? You mean diplomatic solutions is out of the wayside now? Or even, could you guys go for the psychological thriller side of Star Trek? Because there have been some episodes that did that.
Well, I mean, if you watched the original Star Trek, the old school.
Yeah, we're old. Yeah. Ladies and gents, viewers of this episode, yeah, we're old school. First.
Yeah, if you watch the original Star Trek from back in the day, it was very this is very old school.
Yeah.
And it was not easy to play. It was not easy to watch sometimes, but damn it, we watched it because we were Trek fans, damn it. Trek fans. God damn it.
Well, I was a little lad. I was a wee lad. So it was my early upbringing, and first time watching, actually having a telly in the house, because didn't have one, I think, before I was a toddler. So didn't know any better.
I remember the first time I saw Star Trek. It was
it was freaking spectacular the first time I've seen it. Space.
I was a little kid, and I was watching. What was I watching? I was watching the original Star Trek, the original series, and it was really fucking good. I think it was Amok Time, the one where Spock has to mate, and if he doesn't, he'll die.
Yeah.
So he has to fight Kirk, and Bones gives him this thing that makes him look like he's dead, but he really isn't. Spock thinks he killed his best friend. He's like, I killed my best friend. You're going to have to send me to jail. It's really good, actually. It was fairly decent. I wish more things had this level of well-written stuff.
The actual love and thought. Even like the time with
I'm the captain now. Sorry.
Yeah, not time travel. The interdimension. Interdimension. That mirrored dimension where.
Oh, you mean where like you have like evil Spock, but it's just like they just give him a goatee?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm evil now. I'm evil. Oh shit! How's he evil? He's evil because he's got a goatee. Like seriously, that's how you make someone evil. You just give him a goatee. That's so.
It was back in the 50s, or was it the 60s?
It's the 60s. That's the lamest shit ever. It's like he's evil now. Well, what happened? He's got a goatee. That's evil.
Well,
we didn't care. We did not fucking care that was lame as hell. It was like, seriously, bro. Seriously, a goatee.
Well, all I can say, creativity wasn't their best strong point.
But they did a reasonably good job. I mean, it was not the best movie. It was not the best show ever. The original series was not the best show ever. It only lasted 3 seasons, and it almost got canceled with that first one. But I enjoyed it.
Man, I actually like when they went through the whole technical. I did not want to use the word jargon or babble, but yeah, for lack of a better word, the technical babble, and it was actually convincing that I'm like, that thing can actually work if technology has went so far ahead.
Well, let me put it this way: Star Trek gave us matter transportation. They gave us faster than light travel, and they also gave us my personal favorite, the communicator. So.
Oh yeah. I love that when the whole thing you flip it open.
Yeah, it was a flip phone too. So basically, before the flip phone came about, they essentially.
They had it design. They already had it designed in place in the 60s.
Yep, the flip phone. The flip phone was predicted by Star Trek.
Who knew?
Who knew? It was Gene Roddenberry. Plus the future, where humanity is just going to seek out new life, new civilizations, and try to fuck it. So there you go, folks. That's what's going to happen in the future.
You know what? I'm probably okay. Since in this third film, they're going to have a lot of species. I am not surprised someone is going to shoehorn a scene where Cook tries to go under all of them skirts.
He's gonna try and hit it. Well, that's what Kirk does. He totally chases women. That's what he does. He's the captain, man. He's got to do it. That's what he does. That's what the captain does. He's got to do it.
All that swag.
He gotta do it. That's his job. He gotta search. He gotta go with the hotties. That's what he does.
I wonder if they're going to use the word swag in this film.
Man, I don't know, man.
I'm not surprised.
This film is probably gonna suck. So there's no. Look, I'll watch it when it comes out on cable, and that's horrible because I never like. If I really love a movie, I'll support it. I'll go to a movie theater and watch it. Hell, I'll watch a movie multiple times at a movie theater.
Buy the DVD, the Blu-rays as well.
But this movie, yeah, I'll buy the Blu-ray if I really, really like it. I'll buy the Blu-ray if I have to like a movie so much that it changed my life for me to do that.
Yeah, usually when my bar is low, I go into a film with there's the word expectations, low expectations, and so low that I will be cautiously optimistic. But with this one and what I've seen, what they did with the second film, I'm going in with a pessimistic pessimistic caution. That's how low I am.
Yeah, I'm relatively pessimistic, and I know what some people are going to say. Oh, how dare you? I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't.
I just call you.
Oh well.
But probably they're going to. Oh, snap! Oh. Yeah, now that we do have technology, we can actually have aliens that are autonomically not correct or human or mostly human shape. But I'm not sure about that either. We're not going to have such aliens with enough screen time.
That could be the case. For me personally, and we'll finish with this in a couple of minutes, and then we'll go on to our favorite Star Trek, the most profound Star Trek episodes we ever saw. But for me personally, just I wish that Star Trek was just more. I wish that it went back to being a little bit more intellectual and not so stupid.
Intellectually mysterious.
Well, intellectually stimulating, because the last few Star Trek films, it's mostly been shit getting blown up, and at this point, it's like we have too much shit getting blown up in movies. You watch a Marvel film, is shit getting blown up. You watch a DC film, is shit getting blown up. You watch a Fast and Furious, is shit getting blown up and dragged in a car. There's so much shit getting blown up. Can we have a movie that's intellectually stimulating and yet also teases our imaginations without shit getting blown the fuck up? And if you're gonna blow something up, have it be cool. Like, when we get to our favorite Star Trek films or episodes, we can give examples. But what do you want to talk about?
Let's see. Can I bring up 2 episodes? Red?
What?
I was just asking. Can I bring 2 episodes?
Go ahead.
Now, I can't remember the title of these 2 episodes, but one of them is the some supernatural being actually captured the Enterprise, and basically have Captain Kirk fight it out on a desolate planet
with the forces of evil, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say forces of evil. This one is specifically about how
Is this the one with the lizard monster, the Gorn?
uh, actually I did want to use that one, but there was one similar that they brought that it brought Kirk to a planet, and he had like five other well-known.
Yeah. He basically he brings this group of like the forces of evil versus the forces of good, and like Kirk like gets like Abraham Lincoln and
Yes.
like some other versus like Genghis Khan and like some other evil people. Like that's his. So the forces of good are like people that we know, and the forces of evil are like people that he knows from his universe that are evil, and they fight it out. Like the alien wants to figure out which is more powerful, good or evil.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty good episode, man.
Now, I forgot how. I'm not sure how it ended, but I seem to remember that the forces of not all the forces of evil were killed.
Well, no, good won because Abraham Lincoln sacrifices himself
Yeah.
in order to save everybody else, and the supernatural. Well, it wasn't really a supernatural force. It was just like a super advanced species, and they were like, "Yes, good can truly triumph over evil if people sacrifice it." You know, it was because I mean, look, the original series had very like it had very kind of in your face morality moments.
Yeah.
Like the racism episode where they had the aliens that were black on one side of their face and white on the other, and like the two, except like one of them had black on the right side, the other one had black on the left side, and like they were like they're like, I've hunted this criminal down for 20 years and he's going back for trial. And the guy's like Kirk's like, okay, you know, you guys look the same to me. It's like, hey, he's black on one side, I'm black on the other. You know? He's like, well, you look the same to me. How dare you? Like it was very ham-fisted racism is bad message, and we're all the same. You know? But it was done very well. So either that or Kirk kissing a woman and knocking her the fuck out after he kisses her. Captain James T. Kirk, I'm the captain of that booty.
That moment was very sly of him.
The captain of that booty. I'm the captain of that booty.
He was using all his resources.
Yeah, I mean, so what was your second one?
Yeah, my second one is you know what? Let me go with three. My second one here is the episode where how can I explain this? It's about these these alien races, and especially the females, where they stay young or attractive whenever they feel when they feel very intimate from their opposite sex, spouse, some boyfriend. But yeah, and at first they were basically whores. The first time I actually saw that movie, well, yeah, little lad didn't actually understand what the heck was going on. But then when I watched it again when I was older, I'm like, snap! This is deep stuff actually. And before they could have found out that they could actually do that on their own, they were basically on drugs just to stay attracted. I'm like, I couldn't believe I actually missed that before, but I was basically flabbergasted. I was shocked.
It's a pretty interesting story you've got there. That's really okay. So what was your third one?
My third one, and
They don't have to all be the original series. You can go Next Generation, Voyager.
Well, that's the first one was actually the one that I am very fond of.
Okay.
And yes, even with its quirks. But my third one was very special to me, and Red Fox knows this. I'm kind of a special person, but this one was actually good because it basically touch on the meaning of what is God, and this God being basically asked for Kirk's ship to be transported anywhere else.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that is a very good. That's a very awesome moment.
I was like, at first it didn't dawn on me, but I was like, wait a minute, why are you asking that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Captain Kirk himself was like, if you are God, then why do you need a ship?
Yeah, Kirk, master of the obvious, asks a very simple question: what does God need with a ship? I mean, you're all powerful. What do you need a ship for? That makes no sense. And then he gets zapped. He gets zapped by lightning. He gets struck down by God. Captain James T. Kirk fought God and won. Well, he didn't fight God. He fought a false God. But still. How badass is that? A dude fought God and won.
Being in the center of the universe, and you need a ship to get out.
That's actually, people think that's the 5th Star Trek film. But people think that's a bad movie, but it's actually really good. It's got some really good scenes where the villain, or I should say, he's not really the villain. The deuteragonist, who's basically like, sometimes he's the villain, sometimes he's not the villain. He basically he uses his psychic abilities to show the members of the Enterprise crew their pain so that they can let it go, so that he can basically sway them to his cause, to take over the ship, to go to the center of the universe, of the galaxy. And you see McCoy's pain, you see Spock's pain, and then he tries to get Kirk, and it doesn't work because Kirk is like, he has this moment. He's like, "Look, I need my pain. I want my pain. My pain makes me who I am." even Spock's like Kirk's McCoy's pain is that as a doctor he was unable to save his father, who died from some preventable disease, and Spock's pain is that he's half human,
which is illogical.
So, yeah, that's like, it's something he has no control over. But the fact that he's half human always kind of like it makes him less than being a true Vulcan. So he tries to prey on those insecurities. And for Kirk, I think his pain was like not having a family, not like having children, not being married, stuff like that.
That's it.
That's his pain. And he's like, but I just want to take away your pain. He's like, how dare you? Like, he gets mad. Like, Kirk gets totally pissed the fuck off. He gets because the opening of the film tells you basically each Star Trek captain has their own ethos and how they do business, and how they basically what their strengths and weaknesses are. Like if Kirk refuses to lose, and as long as he has his crew around him, he'll figure out a way to overcome practically anything.
Yeah.
The key word, he needs his crew around him to do it, though. Like Kirk by himself, he's pretty badass. Kirk with his crew, oh shit.
Oh,
He about to get in that ass, and I don't mean in a good way. That's Kirk's thing. So I mean, you know,
you mess with my crew, you mess with me.
Basically, Kirk's like a gang leader. I mean, and he does like, and when I say his crew, I mean his bridge crew and the chief engineer, because Scotty's very rarely on the bridge. So, like, as long as he's got Bones, Uhura, Chekhov, Sulu, Spock, and Scotty, I mean, really, what the fuck are you gonna do? Seriously, what you gonna do? Because I mean, you know, as long as Kirk has his friends around him, he's fine. Which is like in the opening of the 5th movie, like Kirk is mountain climbing and he falls and Spock saves him. He's like, and Bones like, how the hell did you know you weren't gonna die? Damn it! He's like, well, you know, I'm not gonna die because I had my friends here with me. And he's like, when I die, I'm gonna die alone. Hence, Star Trek Generations.
You know, there was one film that got me after when they were doing Star Trek Next Generation with Captain Luke Picard.
Jean-Luc.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Picard.
Yep.
It's the one film that they were basically battle against the Borg, and Data actually wanted to feel how it would be to be a human being. That was pretty darn interesting to see a cyborg wants to know how to be human, how to experience to be a man.
Yeah, that's a fairly good point you have there. But you have to remember, Data is essentially like the Spock / Pinocchio analog in the Next Generation. Yeah. Plus, I have to say this much: Generations is not a good movie in my opinion, but it has some very good moments, like the part where the Enterprise is about to crash into that planet. And Data just like says, "Oh shit!" And everyone just looks at him like, "That was totally unprofessional," and yet it totally fits the situation we're in right now. You know,
I'll tell you, that's the time when you can tell that Cyborg has been passing way too much time mingling with human beings.
Well, I mean, like he gets his emotions chip, and they take him to 10-4. Which is basically like the bar, and like Guinan fixes him a drink, an alcoholic beverage, and she's like, "Hey, you want to try this?" Because he's got emotions now. He's like, "Sure, I'll try it." Yeah. He takes it. He's like, "Ooh, She's like, "Did you like it?" No,
it's awful.
He's like,
"Can I have another?"
It was bad. Yes. It was terrible. Yes. He's like, this is the most horrific thing I've ever had before in my entire life. She's like, would you like to try another? Yes. This is terrible.
So for me, that kind of looked like he's like a toddler who hasn't tasted anything, and it's so new to him that, you know what? Let me have some more.
It's like, oh shit. I mean, I just thought like Data getting emotions, like Generations as a story is kind of like narratively it's a mess, but it has some really good moments in it that make it cool. Like Data getting emotions and Wesley Crusher not being a bitch anymore, and Wesley Crusher, Riker talking shit to people, and you know, it tied up a lot of other storylines, like the two sisters of Duras, that basically got ran off in the Next Generation. They come back they're trying to desperately get enough funds together to continue their rebellion against the Klingon Empire and doing whatever the hell they wanted. You know, they're kind of like recurring villains. They're almost comedic. It's like, come on, lady, get out of my face.
Oh gosh.
So I guess I'll give my my favorite Star Trek episodes.
Yes.
Obviously, the original series, I'm going with Amok Time, which is the one, like I said, where Spock and Kirk have to fight because Spock is going through his Palm Far and he has to either mate or die, which is really impractical if you're a Vulcan. Like, you know, you got to get home and mate or you die. Either you mate or you fight, and either way, someone's going to die. You find out why Vulcans repress their emotions, because they're fucking crazy.
Crazy? More like lunatics.
Yeah, they're crazy. But with that being said,
but you know that actually makes you think of okay, we know the Vulcans as this sort of mating ritual
mm-hmm.
in their society, and it makes you wonder other types of aliens what sort of society that they have built on due to their nature or organic nature.
Well, they built a very big, huge society. And I love it. I mean, it's hilarious to me. Like to me, I like the Vulcans just because the Vulcans and humans share a lot of similarities. And like it's like, okay, like I look at the Vulcans the same way Bones looks at the Vulcans. It's like, you know, how can you just get rid of all your emotions? It's what makes life enjoyable. But if you see it from the point of view of the Vulcans, like the Vulcans without their ability to basically repress their emotions, you get the Romulans, and the Romulans are fucking crazy. Like they'll kill you just as soon as shake your hand. So it's like, so it's basically what I'm saying is there's a reason the Vulcans purge away their emotions. That being said, like I said, Amok Time, great episode. My second favorite episode of all time, like all of Star Trek, is the first episode of The Next Generation, the 2-part first episode of the first season, Encounter at Farpoint, which basically is where you first get introduced to Q and Mr. Data and the battle bridge, which they only used like 3 times throughout the entire fucking series. It looked cool though.
Well, at least with Next Generation, they were like really going for exploration.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the whole the Encounter in Farpoint episode is the one where, essentially speaking, if I remember correctly, they go to this planet, and like the planet, like the civilization on the planet essentially wants to join the Federation, but they want the Federation to give them money, and like the Federation doesn't use money anymore, so they're like, we can't give you money, we can help you, you know, rebuild, we can help you develop your society, but we don't use money anymore. And the guy's like, well, we'll go with someone else. Turns out that the station that they've been using as their main attraction to their planet is alive, very much alive and very much weak. And basically, it's this giant space jellyfish that happens to be female. And her mate comes and gets her back and proceeds to beat the hell out of this civilization that kidnapped his mate and tortured it and made it turn into
energy system,
a station, a trade hub, a shopping mall. If someone turned your girlfriend into a shopping mall, you'd be pissed off too. So, suffice it to say, basically, in the encounter at Farpoint is a test because Q's like, yeah, well, you think that all life has to look like you. It really sets the tone for the rest of the series. That in the next generation, even more so than in the original series, you had them exploring. Like sometimes you'd have an entire episode, nothing got blown the fuck up, no torpedoes were fired, no phasers were fired, and yet it still was a good episode. Like the time Tasha Yar got killed by Evil. that was an important scene because Denise Crosby hasn't had a good acting gig since.
Oh gosh.
The Star Trek curse hit her hard.
Yeah, you had to hit a low blow, man.
That wasn't a low blow. She left Star Trek. I can do better than Star Trek. Actually, you can't. You can't do better than Star Trek. At least, Marta Serkis, the chick who played Deanna Troi, here's the thing. That woman is like middle-aged now. She's in her 50s, but she's still oddly kind of hot. She's still really hot. It's like, oh my God, Troy.
I'll say, if there's any person that you want to crown as a MILF, that one right there. I don't think she uses makeup as well either, right? As much.
Well, she always used makeup, and she had the unitard. But I mean, like, to tell you the truth,
I mean, outside of acting, but yeah.
No, she's really not in a lot of stuff outside of it. I think she might do a little bit of like screen stuff, but she doesn't really. But then again, a lot of the people on Star Trek really weren't able to do much after Star Trek. I mean, Wesley Crusher does voice work for voice acting and like support stuff. I think he does some stuff with gaming. He was the guy who voiced Abraham Lincoln in Codename Steen. The guy who plays Worf, whose name I just forgot.
Okay, some of these actors' names are actually escaping me now.
He does some cool stuff. Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes, he actually did a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? He actually produced, like he's now an associate and executive and producer on like he's like a showrunner for a lot of shows. So he moved up. And he also helped associate produce and direct a lot of episodes in the original series. Of course, we all know that Patrick Stewart went on to, be Professor Xavier.
The X-Men.
he went on to be old ass Professor Xavier in the original X-Men movies. Which I guess is cool.
At least with the lines he has, but considering the whole movie.
I'm Professor Charles Xavier. What's a Magneto? A very powerful mutant. Make it so #1. Engage. But let's see. Of course, Whoopi Goldberg is Whoopi Goldberg. She already had a career. Let's see. Who else? Okay, LeVar Burton went on to do... LeVar Burton, a.k.a. Geordie LaForge, went on to do Reading Rainbow and be the voice of Mati and Captain Planet. Did a lot of voice work.
Oh, wait. LeVar Burton was Maki in Captain Planet?
Yes.
Holy crap.
He was the leader. He also is the guy who wrote the general premise behind Deep Space Nine. So next time you say, man, I really wanted a strong black male lead protagonist who was a family man who raised his family and was a badass captain, got to thank LeVar Burton. But in my mind, he'll always be Geordie LaForge, a.k.a. the Reading Rainbow guy. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's see, what else? Who else was there? Beverly Crusher, the lady who played Beverly Crusher, never saw her in anything else. which is sad 'cause she was actually a pretty good actor. That's it. There's really no one else of any importance that I can remember. Oh yeah, the guy who played Data. I don't know, man. I like the guy, Brent Spiner, but after he got bitch slapped by that alien in Independence Day, he was in the second Independence Day. Brent Spiner, Commander Data. Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes, let me tell you something. If you've ever seen Jonathan Frakes sit down in a chair in the second season of any of the second season of the Next Generation, like that dude sits down in a chair like a fucking boss. Like, dude's like, I own this entire room, bitch. Like it's like, damn, Jonathan Frakes. And the beard really helps out Jonathan Frakes. But
it helps out. It did wonders.
Yeah, the beard, it's all in the beard, man. But that being said, let's segue to what is our, and before we end it, what is our favorite Star Trek? What is our favorite Star Trek episode? I mean, not episode. What's our favorite Star Trek captain?
No, even though I said I am very fond of the very first Star Trek in the '60s, but for some, and I do love Captain James T. Kirk, but I can't believe it myself. But after watching Next Generation, Captain Luke Picard actually won me over.
Picard is your captain, huh?
Yeah, he's my captain.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. I like Picard. Picard is more cerebral.
He's just a tad higher than Kirk.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's higher. I would say that, like, okay, Kirk is only as good as his crew, right?
Yeah.
So as long as he has Spock and McCoy there, he can work it out. He'll get the job done. He can be the peace guy. Because I mean, there are episodes where Kirk has to play the peacemaker, like in the one where I think in the original series, the Andorian ambassador is murdered, and like everyone knows that that the Andorians and the Vulcans do not get along. Like so. Sarek, Spock's father, who's one of the ambassadors, is implicated in the murder, which makes no sense because if a Vulcan wanted to kill someone, he wouldn't stab an Andorian. He could just, there's like Vulcans are about 4 times stronger than the average human, which makes them about 2 times stronger than an Andorian. They could just barehandedly kill an Andorian, no problem. But what?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, but like Kirk basically he basically figures out that it's a plot set up by the Klingons by a rival ambassador to basically kill to set up a war between the Andorians and the Vulcans and weaken both of them. And he figures it out and manages to be diplomatic about it. And no one gets blown up, no one gets shot, no one gets phasered to death. It's a very good episode. But I will agree. You have to remember that the original series takes place very much earlier. It's one of the earliest in the timeline, chronologically speaking. So there weren't as many regulations. So Kirk could get away with more shit. Picard had more regulations on his ass, and he still managed to get a lot of shit done. So, except that whole him turning into Locutus and like basically spearheading the Borg almost fucking wiping out Earth. That's kind of a black mark. I know he was tortured by the Borg and everything, but yeah, the whole Locutus thing. I'm Locutus. Resistance is futile. But yeah, I have to agree. Picard is a very good captain. My favorite captain, personally, I got to go with Benjamin Sisko.
Benjamin Sisko?
Yeah, he was the captain in Deep Space Nine.
Oh, from the okay.
I gotta go with Benjamin Sisko because Benjamin Sisko fought dirty.
Yeah, you like captains that fight dirty.
And he played to win. Well, I mean, he was fighting the Dominion. The Dominion weren't fighting fair either. It's just he fought a little bit dirtier than they did, and he won.
Gotta give him that.
And not only did Benjamin Sisko fight dirty, he was a single father raising his son who didn't grow up to be an asshole. He was the sponsor for like one of the first Ferengi to ever enter into the Federation. It was just like meanwhile he fought against the Cardassians, he fought against the Dominion. Like, this dude did a lot of stuff. On top of all of that, the dude became a spiritual figure and had to fight against the evil aliens, evil wormhole aliens. So, and sacrificed himself in order to beat them. So, I mean, yeah, Benjamin Sisko, pretty damn badass.
That's very selfless of him.
Yeah. I gotta go with Sisko. Plus, he's a black captain, and I'm sorry, I gotta.
Yeah. You got to represent.
Look, I like Jean-Luc Picard. He's cool. He's French. Yeah, awesome, super. I like James T. Kirk. You know, he's like one of the OG captains. But for my money, I'm going with Benjamin Sisko because Benjamin Sisko had to deal with a lot of shit, like a whole lot of shit. Like, way more shit than, I mean, okay, Picard getting tortured by the Borg, yeah, that was a lot of shit, but Sisko had a lot of fucked up shit go down with him. Like, he could not. And, like, you know, let me put it this way. If I was ever in a street fight, yeah, I like Picard, but I would want Benjamin Sisko in my corner.
Be your partner.
Because Benjamin Sisko getting that ass. Kirk would too, but like,
a very nice man.
But with that being said, I guess we've come to the end of our podcast. So, any last words anything you want to pimp out? Any last words before we wrap things up with this cast?
I got nothing except this. Live long and prosper.
Okay then, and here's my last words. In the words of Spock at the end of Wrath of Khan, not Star Trek in the Darkness, Wrath of Khan. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Live long and prosper. Good night.